I'm so fucking tired. Fruit fly. Oh my god. Anyways, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. The dogs are dropped off and it's really quiet. It's weird. It's very odd when they're not here, but they're getting groomed. Dude! Holy shit. Easy. The fuck? Thank you so much for 71 months. Holy shit. Thank you. Dude, seriously. I don't even know where they're coming from because there's no fruit. I literally ate my last apple last night. I have no fruit. I don't know where but there's one. And it touched me, motherfucker. I hate, dude, it's, this time of year is flies and, what are those? Earwigs. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Earwigs under everything. Every time. I mean, I swear to God, I set something in the yard down for 5 minutes and pick it up, and there's a fucking swarm of earwigs under everything outside. It is gross, and I hate them. So gross. Can we even call it 71? I pretty much disappeared for 24 months for school. I mean, you still subbed to me. I'm still great. I can still be grateful, even if you had life in the way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Kona, it's so gross. And they're harmless. That's, like, I've looked it up. They're harmless. They're, like, no one knows really why they're called earwigs. There was, like, some rumor in the medieval era that they crawled in your ears or something. They don't. They eat dead leaves and, like, dirt. That's all they do. They're just disgusting, and they're just everywhere. Like, I swear to God, I find them in the house, and I'm like, why are they in my house? Dude, Kona, I mean, everywhere I've ever lived has earwigs. Like, Washington has earwigs, Baltimore has earwigs, Washington, D.C. has earwigs. Everywhere has earwigs. I've never seen swarms of earwigs before I moved here before in my life, though. And they are truly swarms of these pinchy little fuckers. And they're just an ear. Oh, an ear. You might have a different name for it. Hold on, easy. Let me show you. I don't know what else are they called. This is an earwig. Please grab the right monitor. There we go. That's an earwig. Have you seen these fuckers? They're everywhere. And they're really small and they're harmless. Like, they have this pincher on their butt that they can pinch you with, but they can't break skin. They don't have any interest in humans, but they come in swarms. And I don't know what it is. I love bugs. You guys know me. Oh my God. Speaking of, just to finish that one, I hate swarms of bugs. Just swarms of them freak me out. I don't know. I want nothing to do with them, but that's an earwig. They eat small soft body bugs, so maybe there's something around for them to eat. Oh, it's probably little mites and shit, I'm sure. They eat all the detritus and shit. They've been everywhere I live. Like, they're usually under rocks, under logs. Like, you'll see them under things. They tend to live in the dirt and shit like that. But they're really bad this year. There's so many of them. They're gross. I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad. That's the thing. Like, I don't think they're not like termites or anything. They don't break your house down. They don't do anything. They eat little bugs and they eat, like, leaves and stuff. Like, that's it. They're basically like potato bugs. Okay, but they're not in the dirt. They're just under stuff. Like, I'd be understanding if I dug a hole and they crawled out of the hole, sure. But they're just under stuff. They're crawling up my walls, Robo. Like, not all, obviously, they're not everywhere. But, like, every once in a while, I'll see one crawling up the wall. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it inside? Why is it here? Go away. I hate it. Kendo, good morning, and thank you for those biddies. Thank you, Robo. I've done so much fucking hard work on that yard. It's crazy. And every time someone comes over, I want to show it to them. And then I walk out there and I'm like, wow, for all the physical fucking work I've put into this yard, it doesn't look like I've done much. So I try to take pictures to remind myself, like, yeah, you've done a lot. You moved a lot of fucking dirt, Katie. But, side note, I found the biggest black widow I've ever found in my life yesterday. Huge. Black widows are everywhere all over the United States of America. Don't freak out. They're everywhere. You just don't see them because they prefer to be in places that are dark, uninhabited, and unloved, cold, places where people aren't. So there's black widows everywhere, but we have a lot in Colorado, and I was moving shit around in the yard yesterday, and I found a black widow. I mean, legs spread. It was like that big. The butt of it, I mean, the butt of it was pretty big. I don't even know what to compare it to. It was huge. I took pictures and put it in our Discord if you'd like to see. I keep seeing people put pictures of spiders on Twitter with like a diatribe in all caps. Oh my fucking God, what is this? Is this a Black Widow? And I'm like, you know Black Widows are black, right? I know. And I sit here and I quandary. I'm like, how do I respond to this kindly? Like, the big brown wolf spider on the ground is not a Black Widow. That being said, there hasn't been a recorded death by Black Widows in like 70 years in the United States of America. They're not deadly unless you get bit like 20 times, have a predisposed condition, and don't go to the hospital. So don't freak out. Just move them away from your house. That's what I do. I just get them away from the house. They're very literal. Seriously. I mean, no shit. You're not wrong, Vex. Almost all of my tarantulas, their names translate into the Latin what they are. Like brachypelma means like forearm. And then the second word is usually whatever color the forearm of that tarantula is. Like, that's literally how they name things. But I feel bad because I feel like there's this existential fear of Black Widows, especially. Like, anytime someone finds a spider and they don't immediately know what it is, they're like, oh my God, it's a hobo spider or it's a Black Widow. And like, dude, Robo, it was really big. And I had to borderline assault her to get a picture of her belly, to get like a picture of the hourglass on there. Black Widows aren't aggressive. They're not fast. Literally, they play dead. Like, I had to put a stick under her and kind of flip her to get a picture of the hourglass. They don't give a fuck about people. At all. Like, they're not going to, like, just don't play with Black Widows, for fuck's sake.
And hail the dankest of lords. Thank you, Fox. I hope you're doing well, Honeybean.
They have a cool name and look cool popular. Yes. Yeah. I mean, and truly, Black Widows are everywhere. I've found them in every state I've ever lived in. And so I think that like subconscious worry, like they're everywhere. They're everywhere. I could just sit up. No, you're not going to just run into a Black Widow. Like there's never going to be a Black Widow in your house in an area that's inhabited. You know what I mean? I fear spiders no matter its size or shape, dangerous or not. I'd be Godzilla and I'd tremble in fear in front of the spider, just the unlogical way I am. Dude, everybody has, I mean, not everybody, but more often than not, people have irrational fears. I have them. No shit, Poop Deck, I have an actual, like, a legitimate phobia. When I get a syringe needle injected into me, I faint. You know what I did for a living. We can't help an irrational fear, but the fact that you recognize it's irrational and illogical is all the difference. Like, yes, you have a fear and you're not going to go play with a spider, but there's something deep inside you that says it can't kill you. And that's a big deal. That's a big step. Give yourself credit for that. Needles, me too. I'm at that point. I'm the same as Poop Deck with spiders. Like, when I go get a shot or a vaccination or something, I tell the nurse, I'm like, hey, I might pass out. I have a legit needle phobia. I know you're not going to kill me, but my body might pass out. Don't freak out. It just might happen. And then I get up and I'm fine. We can't help. I mean, literally, there are things in your life that are so traumatic and so scary, they rewrite the way your brain functions to be afraid of something that's not scary, like a spider that's harmless. But no shade. I mean, I don't want to touch a centipede. I wouldn't say I have a phobia of them, but I have no qualms about hacking one in half with a shovel in my yard. I hate centipedes a lot. Good morning, David. I hate needles and nurses hate my veins. I know, it's the worst. I had really good luck getting veins and arteries when I was in the hospital, man. But some people, I've told you guys this before, like as an RT or a nurse or anything, the general like rule, it's an unspoken rule, but it's definitely a rule, is like if you try 3 times, it's time to get a new nurse. Just go get someone else to try. It's not like giving up and quitting your job. It's just not your day. Don't stab someone to death. My God. Kendo, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive and giving it space for 29 fucking months.
Hail Satan, that's a long fucking time.
Black Widows like abandoned places where they're rarely bothered, literally, yes. I've never found a Black Widow in a place that's not like me digging through, you know, debris in the yard or trash or something. Never. They're not, you'll never find a Black Widow spinning an orb web. But you know, want to know what's crazy? So we were going through we were just like filling the trash can with a bunch of shit. And I picked up a box and I felt the webbing in the box and immediately went, Zach, don't touch this box. I guarantee there's a Black Widow in it. I could tell there was a Black Widow in it because of the texture of the web. Not a flex. I'm just really impressed with myself. And there was. That bitch was in there. I've gotten to the point where I know spiders by their fucking web texture. It's fucking weird. I need to sneeze really bad. It's gonna happen. No, it's not. God damn it. Let me sneeze. This is why I never make fun of someone's fear. I would never. Never. It's so, I mean, especially if it's something that, like, if it doesn't affect me that you're afraid of something, I don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck? I need to sneeze so bad. I had to get blood drawn at my doctor's appointment, and she liked me twice without getting any blood, so I had to go to a different lab. Did she tell you to go to a different lab? I'm kind of proud that she did, because I mean, you guys know I've told you stories where I get a patient with 8 holes down their arm and no ABG, and you're like, who the fuck did this? Who the fuck did this? What are you doing? Also, it's the wrong side of the arm. What are you doing? They did good. I'm proud. I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but that's, in my opinion, that is morally sound. If I can't get it in 3 tries, it's not my day, get someone else. Like, it's so wrong to just stab people. I don't know why, but I legit get panic attacks that I lose my vision when visiting loved ones in the hospital. Hospitals are creepy. I mean, if you think about it, Conan, no one's in the hospital for fun. For the most part. Like, they're creepy. They get, like, white coat fever is common. I have it. My blood pressure goes up when I have to go to the doctor. I 100% used to have no problems with IRL blood until my cat died and the trauma caused a shift in my psyche. That's exactly what it is. No shit. Now, when I see IRL blood, I almost pass out 99% of the time. That's literally what it is. I mean, I studied phobias when I was in school. I got a minor in psychology because it was so interesting to me. Because people love to throw around the word phobia. Like, oh, I've got a phobia of that. I'm something phobic. But a true phobia, like phobic, to the point where you cannot handle something emotionally, but you know it can't hurt you, that is actually something happened to you so traumatic that it rewrote the way your brain fires signals. So instead of your brain firing and being like, that's blood doesn't do anything, that's harmless, it fires off and says death. Death, sadness, depression. It's crazy. Brains are fascinating pieces of shit. I love them so much, but goddamn. You're too cool, B. Thank you. Good morning, Lizzie. I had an intern try 9. That's not okay, David. I give you permission to say no. I have had nurses use a vein finder machine. We just got those when I quit. Ultrasound, I call the botanist, but that's not their name. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Do the cannulas or the bloods. Yep. I love that you call him a botanist, though. I might call him that. The phlebotomist. Katie is the arachnophile version of a crazy cat lady. Totally. I am. I'm that way with dogs, too, though, Gek. Like, animals in general. Ever since I can remember, I've been fascinated with animals. So do you want to know one of my favorite words? It's pointless, and I doubt you'll ever be able to use it in your life. Conglobate. Do you want to know what it means? It's the ability for a potato bug to roll into a ball. Like 99.9% of potato bugs in the world cannot roll into a ball. Isopods, only like 1% can actually roll into a little ball. Conglobate. That's the shit I remember. Couldn't tell you what I did last night or ate in the past 24 hours. But conglobate sticks. Some people are better at blood draws. I donated blood so many times the needle doesn't bother me anymore. I mean, the needle they use is literally so sharp that for the most part, other than a tiny little pinch, you shouldn't even feel anything. Also, we need to cheers. It's Lizzie's first legal cheers. Cheers, Lizzie. They're bigots. Exactly, my... Yes. Human brains are literally programmed to prefer shutting down rather than deal with stress. It's so weird. Because stress rewrites the way your brain works. It is kind of like PTSD. Like, I don't want to blend those two because they're obviously very distinct, but it's similar for real. Good morning, Hatari. There are cases where the body remembers, but the mind forgets, pushes back. So you can like, why does my body do this? I have no idea, and it's there because of trauma. The brain is pretty limitless. It truly is. It's fascinating and horrible. You just like it because it sounds like masturbate? I wish. Do you want to know another fun word? That doesn't sound, well, no, it kind of, radula. Radula. That's what you call a snail's tooth. Mollusks have one tooth that they scrape algae off the glass with, and it's called their radula. They have a tooth. They have one. And they use it to scrape algae or like monch stuff. But yeah, they have one. Fun words with CK. I know this. I know shit. I learned that word my freshman year of college from a biology major I was friends with. Why shit like that sticks? I don't know. Because it's fun. No shit. Samus does conglobate. Yes. In that one game we were playing, that we're still playing, 9 Years of Shadows, we conglobate as a little snake. Sunday's Sierra, Blaze, Blue Dream. Blue Dream is such a good. It came in a tub. Oh my god, did you get weed like this? You finally didn't get like, oh my god, is this the first time you've ever not gotten weed in a plastic baggie? Oh my god, is this your first weed not in a plastic baggie? How do you feel? That's so exciting. I'm so stoked for you right now. Brilliant is a beautiful word. I love that word. I feel so legal. I mean, isn't it weird? And do you have all the weird information and stuff too? Like the breakdown of the weed? That's the part that gets me. Because, like, I know that the vast majority of you out there smoke illegal, which I did for many years, and no shade, get what you need to do. But it's so weird to finally get this and be like, oh yeah, the terpene profile is... When before I would just, like, open my Ziploc bag and be like, yeah, it smells dank, let's go. Vex, exactly. No shit, I've talked about it. I've said this exact thing so many times, but moving from a felony state to a legal state was like living somewhere where I wasn't allowed to talk about Pokemon cards, and then suddenly I drove across an imaginary border and I could talk about Pokemon cards without getting arrested. That's how dumb it feels, because it's fucking weed. It just doesn't make it's so dumb. I'm gonna call the theoretical monstrous vagina teeth the radula. No shit, that's what radula. It's a little sexual sounding, I guess. But you can. Funny what happens when you stop making stupid things taboo. Yes. It's ridiculous. I mean, and you guys have heard me say this before, but I'm in full support of all drugs being legalized, cleaned up, and distributed via like a pharmacy or dealer or dispensaries. Because illegal drugs just makes things scary. I have an inkling that we wouldn't have near the issue with fentanyl we do right now, if things were legalized and cleaned up, because no one would be cutting anything with fentanyl. Because there'd be regulations. People will do whatever they want to do. You're just making it dangerous. I'm not in full support of people going out there and doing heroin, for fuck's sake, but I also don't want people buying heroin from icky dealers that are probably participating in human trafficking on the side. You know? Like, edumacation, motherfucker, do you has it? No shit. I mean, it feels like preaching to the crowd, because preaching to the choir. I know you guys see eye to eye on that kind of shit. It's just, it's more and more so prevalent in our society that it's nauseating and it makes me sad. This, like, weird stigma prejudice against addiction and, like, looking down on people who have addiction and mental issues like addiction. It is a mental divergence. How fucking dare you? If you're not willing to do fuck all to help anybody, shut your fucking mouth. Just period. Motorcycles are dangerous, so people... Thank you. Thank you. I've literally said that as well. I'm like, we wear seatbelts, we wear helmets, we do things that are horrifically dangerous every fucking day. But we take precautions, and we try to be responsible with it, the majority of us. Vancouver, I can read, I swear to God. Vancouver decriminalized all drugs, and it led to hospitals complaining about people shooting up in the halls. Yeah, 100%, Mark. I mean, that is not okay. Like, I see that as the same as someone pouring a glass of scotch in the hospital halls, right? Is that totally off base? Like, there's a time and the place to go do your drugs or drink or do whatever you want to do. It's quite literally never in a hospital hallway, though. Right? Like, they don't let us smoke weed in public. You can't just light up in Denver. You have to be on private property. You have to be within X amount of feet of, like, elementary schools and stuff like that, so you're not smoking near children. Like, that's And I think most potheads absolutely respect that. Like, I'll take a hit of my vape in an alley once in a while, but like, 100% agree with that. Legalization would help the fent problem too, since it seems all legal drugs. That's exactly what I said. Trouble. Literally same opinion. 100% same brand. Yep. That's like, you can't cut drugs that are being federally like regulated and checked and tested with illegal substances like fentanyl. I truly don't think we would have the fentanyl problem we have today if we had a better system of regulating and legalizing recreational drugs, I guess. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, and this is just opinion, allegedly, this is just me, personal experience, the more you make things taboo, the more you make us want to do it. When I turned 21, all of a sudden, Washington passed a law where booze, like hard alcohol, could be sold in grocery stores. So every single time you went to Hagen's, the grocery store, you would see like aisles of vodka. It was just suddenly not it's not fun. It's like, oh wow, I can get my tampons and my booze at the same time. I don't know. The more you make, just decriminalize, right? It sounds crazy to say like legalize and regulate, because that sounds like I'm like pro people doing drugs. I'm not. I don't want people to go out there and try PCP or crystal meth or whatever. But if people are going to do it, why not try to make it safer? And they're going to do it. I mean, we've seen how many years now? People are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. There has to be something to do about it other than just arresting people who are addicted to drugs and leaving dealers on the streets to perpetuate the problem. But I don't know. I'm not a smart person. I know fuck about fuck. I just think about this shit all the time because it bothers me. I think treating addiction, or wait, like how a lot of, oh, my shit jumped. It did the double thing. I'm so sorry. One moment. Like how a lot of people don't want to seek out therapy because of the mental health stigma. Exactly. And a lot of people don't want to seek out treatment for drugs because of the same shit. Or they can't afford treatment, which is crazy. I think treating addiction like a healthcare problem rather than a crime is a good first step. 100% agree. Addicts, I love that. I think treating addiction like a healthcare problem rather than, absolutely, it's a human neglect problem. Addicts just use, again, when they get out of prison because the mental health issues aren't addressed. 1000% agree, yes. It came with a terpene shield. Yes, addiction's a crime. Addiction as a crime is such a disgusting part of the society. Agreed. Hard. Legalizing doesn't mean it should be legal to shoot up anywhere. Yes. Yeah, 100%. Making them illegal also incentivizes the dangerously high corporations that have been developed, easier to smuggle when it takes up less space, etc., etc. Yeah. Don't swear to any gods. What if those, I mean, fucking touche. Touche, Vex. Yeah, you can't smoke cigarettes everywhere. You're not supposed to drink and drive. You don't drink and drive. Like, we follow these niceties of society on a normal basis. Why can't we apply them further? Why did you mention those tandem? Wait, oh God, reminded me of a story of a dude soaking a tampon with vodka, shoved up his ass and got a chemical burn. We've actually had people die from that. It's called something. When you put alcohol up your butthole, it's like boofing or boffing or something. No one did that when I was in school, but when I was in the hospital, we got patients and they die. It's terrible. I found out recently they raised the legal federal age for smoking to 21. Good. I think you're a smart person, Katie, but that's me, I guess. I mean, I'm intelligent in some places, but I definitely don't know fuck about fuck. I know there's no one in the world knows everything about everything. Just things I think about. Yeah, don't drink and drive, smoke and fly. You can fly from your chair. I went to space last night. It was great. Is it boofing? Is that what it is? Drugs are a coping mechanism to deal with shame and hopelessness. Capitalism is root of word on that. Word on that. People say to do that with weed. Wait. What? Wait. Okay, so side note, they do sell marijuana suppositories in the US. Every dispensary I've ever been to has them. It's crazy. They also sell suppositories to put up your pussy to help with cramps, apparently. Crazy. But, like, are people, like, goatseeing and then... What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Suppositories, and vaginal pill. I don't know what the fuck. A suppository for your pussy. They've got it all. Think of something you want THC in, and I probably could find it for you in my state. It's crazy. They'll do it. I mean, it's in everything. You can even buy tincture and make your own. I wouldn't, but you do you, boo-boo. Wait. Coffee enemas? No. Butt chugging or boofing. It was boofing. Alcohol enemas involve inserting alcoholic drinks into the rectum through the anus to bypass the body's metabolism process. People may consume alcohol this way to experience its effects faster, to avoid vomiting, or due to peer pressure. That made my butt clench. Boof. Okay, Lizzie, how are they? No, I'm asking very seriously. How are they boofing weed? Are they like, what are they doing? Are they putting bud up their butt? Come on, man, just do it. Just put this fucking vodka tamp up there. What? Don't put alcohol in your butt. I'm being very serious when I say the vast majority of people that try this and end up in the ER die. I don't want to be a broken record, but you only get one asshole, and your asshole's skin on the inside is so thin and so delicate, and alcohol literally burns through it. You will have a fucking hole leaking shit into your organ cavity, into your thoracic cavity. Don't. No. Stop it. I'm not kidding. The tampon is dry cotton, and then the alcohol causes it to, the fibers to get really tight. And then when you shove it up into a soft mucous membrane like the inside of your asshole, those fibers cling onto the anus walls. And then when you try to pull it out, the anus walls come with it. So, no. 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 Very serious. No. None of that. What up, Knives? Oh, dude, it's been a day already and we're barely an hour in. How are you? Good morning. Yeah, don't put alcohol anywhere. I mean, honestly, medical standpoint, don't drink alcohol. If you must, drink it with your mouth. In moderation. Good God. Wait, did they think you had a fucking coffee enema, David? My toes are curled, dude. I don't even know. People are crazy. People are crazy. Patty, thank you for the follow. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. I appreciate that. We're barely 30 minutes in, man. And we're supposed to be playing a game. What happened? You guys got me going. Weirdest conversation I've come into. No shit, Queens. This is the weirdest. Oh, man. I actually owe VR some penis rotting stories. I learned via our watch parties we do in the evening in the Discord. By the way, come by if you want. Anybody's welcome. We just sit in silence and watch fun movies together. I learned that I have not told a rotting penis story in a very long time because VR is unaware of the penis rotting stories. And I really do try to not tell them too often because A, they're fucking horrific, and B, broken record, you know, you only really need to hear them once and you're like, wow, I'll never do that again. But I feel like I haven't been keeping up, you know? Like, are there people who don't know about the coconut? Like, do I need a checklist? Like, every 6 months, we're going to talk about that one thing. I know, I'm so sorry. What was the other one? Oh,
I gave it a wash, turned it on, and slipped it in.
That's another great legend. But I think that's the most recent one. It's CK lore. I mean, I'm not going into a medical story, but it actually became like a joke in my unit that if I was on shift, we were going to get rotting genitals. Because it was always when I was on. For some probably because I always worked weekends and people go out and they're stupid on the weekends. Or they relax and they finally realize their nut turned green. I don't fucking know. But it was like, whenever I would walk into the unit through the double doors and the nurses would look up and be like, "Aw, Katie, check out 5. And I'm like, why? Why? Why me? Why? Because that's burned into my head forever now. Where genitals come to die. No shit. Does that make us CK lore whores? I mean, only if you know the lore. The coconut lore is not my story, just an infamous story we found. Literally, it's so, to not go into too much medical detail, it is very clear when you have an infection, right? I'm gonna just because I know there's a lot of people here who don't do the medical shit, and I don't want to be that person that freaks you out. But I'm gonna give you a really quick and easy way to tell if you need to go to the doctor and so you don't lose a nut. or a body part or whatever, okay? So, please work, pen. Or don't. Or just actually cause a wound on my hand. Hold up. This will work. Okay. So that line is a cut, or it's a pimple you popped, or it's an ingrown hair, or it's a sliver. This is a wound that has broken the skin, okay? No specifics needed. Wound broke the skin. That's all that line means, okay? Now, if your wound starts to turn pink like that, as most wounds do, because the scab is pulling on the epidermis on the outside and it's causing tension and it sucks, right? So most of the time we get a cut, it starts to turn kind of red like that. If it feels hot or tender, or you're worried in any way, shape, or form about said wound, again, no specifics, this could be any kind of wound that broke the surface, what I want you to do is you're going to take your black pen, quite literally a Sharpie, something that's not going to wash off, and you're going to outline that redness perfectly. And you're just going to watch it for a couple days. If the red starts to breach that black Sharpie line you did that's not washing off in the shower because you used a Sharpie like a good kid, time to go to the doctor. You're on your way to cellulitis, which turns into neck fash, necrotizing fasciitis, which is where your flesh starts to die, turn black, and fall off of your body. Time to go to the doctor and get some antibiotics. This is literally the best way I can possibly tell you to not be paranoid and to take care of yourself. Put antibiotics on it and put a fucking Band-Aid on your wounds. Clean your goddamn cuts. You know what I'm saying? Every single time I've had someone, again, no graphic details, lose a body part, lose genitals, etc., it's because they let a wound fucking fester for so long that by the time they were in the ER, the wound was black. And I'm going out on a fucking limb, and I'm going to say that all of you, I'm going to just go all of you, value your flesh enough to not let it go that far before you see somebody. Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing how many people just let their body rot off and then they come to the doctor and they're like, oh, you mean you can't fix this? And I'm like, you mean your rotted testicle? Rotted. It's dead now. Literally, Knives is so correct. If you get a cut, wash it with soap and water. Keep it out of the dirt. It's literally the easiest way. You have the bacteria all over your body that causes these kind of infections all the time. They are your natural flora that live on your skin. They're just looking for a perfect opportune moment, like a wound that's been uncleaned, to crawl in and cause a problem. This is why we wash our fucking hands. No shit, the vast majority of these horrible injuries I saw were due to people picking an ingrown hair with dirty fingernails. Your fingernails are easily the dirtiest part of your body. Dirtier than your butthole, I would guarantee it. Good morning, Alk, my love. How are you? Nobody's gonna see my flesh either, David. I'm out. I thought this was common knowledge. Then I remember my mom was a nurse, and Vex, same. I've learned just by being on the internet, honestly, that I take for granted the fact that my whole family's medical. And I just grew up with all of this as common knowledge. Like, this was shit I was taught as a kid. If you get a cut, you know, I've never gone in for a horrible infection or anything. But this is stuff that's like, you're not dumb if you didn't know this. How the fuck would you know this? Medical people don't even have time to teach you stuff like this. But this can literally save a body part. 100%. And don't pick ingrown hairs! Stop! Think of the RT that has to see that. Just think of us. Just think of us for a minute. Don't do it. Just don't. I mean, any wound, Lizzie, any wound you want to clean, 100%, your skin is dirty and you're dirty. Period. Even if you weren't rolling around in dirt or something. My favorite story is the one a friend told me, oh God, about what? I have a little salve that I put on a Band-Aid and put on any perforation. I get blood poisoning so easy. Oh, boo. I'm glad you're safe, though, and you take care of yourself. What if I pick my butthole? You can lose your butthole. Your butthole is just a mouth without teeth. It's very delicate on the inside. It's pretty crazy. You only get one, and then you get a fun bag on your side that you shit in the rest of your life. Not mine. Some lady suggested nail brushes at every sink, and I took the advice. I've suggested that a million times. Get a nail brush. Everybody should have a nail brush at their sink. I don't care how long your fingernails are. They don't have to be long. Bacteria jams up in your cuticles, under your fingernail, and over 70% of the American population has feces under their fingernails that isn't theirs. That's just a statistic. Yeah. Ew. Please spread the word. Cheers. Yep. That's seriously, and it's, I mean, no shit. I've got a huge, I mean, it's not very big anymore, but on my leg right there. The day I got home from Seattle, I dropped a pair of scissors into my leg. Like that. And it was pretty bad. I just cleaned it and put some antibiotic on it and a Band-Aid, and it's fine. Just gotta be clean. Just clean yourselves. I know, it was pretty, like, I was quite literally, I was by myself, so there's no witness, but it was the Ace Ventura, like, ah! I just sat here like, ah! And then they, like, fell over out of my leg, and I was like, ah! It was pretty gross. It's just one of those. What are you gonna do? Okay, so this is a story. His coworker, I'm nervous. It jumped again. His coworker got an ingrown hair on his back, and he picked it, and it got infected. He left it alone, did nothing to stop the infection. I guess he got necrophage. Yep. Did he lose all of his back flesh? Yep. Had to have surgery to remove muscle and skin from the back and transplant skin from his leg to compensate. The problem, the reason why we're very scared of neck fash is it's self-feeding. It causes itself. So, like, if one part of your body has neck fash, we have to cut into you, like, a scoop around it and hope we got where it's spread, because we can't see where it's spread yet. And then we just have to watch it for a while. And if it starts to turn black, we got to scoop more out and hope to God. And so, like, when you get it on your no-no bits, we just cut them off. Again, not to get too graphic, but more than this many times have I had to extubate someone to consciousness and be like, all right, we got to have a talk about what you're lacking right now, because they woke up to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can only save so much. Magic is not science. I mean, science isn't magic. Like mold, yes. That's literally, yeah. Yep. It's like a zombie apocalypse inside your body. It's terrible, and it can be anywhere. I remember when I was in high school, there was a terrible case that happened in Idaho. Again, my family's medical, so I just grew up learning these things and hearing these stories. But there was a young boy, I want to say he was like 8 or 9 years old in Idaho, and he hit his bottom lip on like one of those kiddie basketball hoops. You know, that is like face level to little kids. And he got neck fash and lost half his face at the age of 9. Because it was a lip wound and he just... Gnarly. Gnarly. Good morning, Crispy. Good morning, 6 feet under. How are you, love? Necrotizing fasciitis. Dude, it's such a weird word. It's like Fasciitis. I think you're pretty close. That's why we say neck fash. Or... Fournier's gangrene. You ever hear of gangrene? Same thing. Fournier's gangrene was a guy, a name, a person who, like, coined it. But same shit, yeah. Is it? Oh my god, did I have it right? Fasciitis. I'm not a very good speller, so good brain, Katie. Cheers to that. Exactly, Fox. Literally a hole. It's pretty gnarly, and it's horrible. I'm going to fuck you. Yeah, they say when it comes to moldy food, like, obviously there's people that will just cut the mold off, and they're probably doing fine. But they say unless it's, like, cheese or something previously fermented, you shouldn't eat it or try to cut moldy parts off, because you just don't know how far it's gone into the product. And depending on the spores, it can be really, really detrimental. Yeah. I'm gonna go take a shower and scare my body and bath. Trouble, isn't it crazy? Like, not even overt hygiene. Like, honestly, keeping your environment spotless is worse for you. Like, keeping yourself spotless is worse for you unless you have a wound. A wound, obviously, like, we want to clean our wounds. We want to clean our no-no bits. Clean anywhere there's an open hole to the environment. But beyond that, like, you don't want to, like, bleach clean your environment constantly because that kind of local bacteria and stuff actually protects you from icky bacteria that could be out there. It's a whole fucking thing. Removing my nails, just clean them. I have nails. I'm sitting here preaching to the choir, dude. You just get a nail brush. It's like you can get one at the 99-cent store. It's like this little brush that has 2 little hooks in it, and you use it and you just go every time you wash your hands. It's super easy. The problem is that most people find just the act of washing their hands difficult. So when you start adding in like soap and a brush, they're like, oh, fuck, man, I ain't got the time in the day. And you're like, okay. Right. Sure. Oh, question. What's the difference between cellulite and cellulitis? How does the latter cause neck fash? Cellulitis is in no way, shape, or form related to cellulite. Cellulitis and cellulite got their name by the shape of them. Most things, like if you ever hear like staff a la caucus, means it's a staff of little balls. Cockeye means balls, cock, balls. It's a whole thing. Most bacteria are named because of the shape they're in. So if you see rod in the name, it's probably the shape of a rod, like a pill shape, shit like that. So cellulitis is actually the infection spreading caused by Staphylococcus aureus. But the way in which, cellulitis isn't actually a thing. It's literally just describing what we see, but it's not actually a thing. How do I explain this? So cellulitis, if you don't know what cellulitis is like when you see like lumps in the fat on your legs. I have cellulitis in the back of my legs, always will, always have. It's genetic. It's literally more common in women because of the shape of our dermis threading, like the way that our dermis holds together. In people who are born assigned male at birth, their dermis tends to grow like this and really tightly. Therefore, when there's fat on the other side of it, it can't push through and cause these little bumps. Instead, you'll see a lot of assigned male at birth, people who get like that pot belly, where it's like this really firm belly that's obviously fat, but it's not lumpy and jiggly and movie. It's really hard because it's behind this kind of fascia. Versus assigned female at birth, our fascia grows in a diamond pattern and tends to be a lot looser because we have to expand and contract with fluid and period nonsense and menstruation and childbirth, etc., 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 etc. Therefore, if there is any fat behind the fascia, it will poke through as little bumpies. That's all cellulitis is. So it's literally the shape, cellulite. So cellulitis grows out in a spreaded thread-like pattern in a similar way. Does that make sense? Hi, Rod! You're not the devil. Well, sometimes. Everybody can have cellulitis. Everybody can have cellulitis. Or cellulite. I'm so sorry. I'm going to fuck those up. Everybody can have cellulitis, too. Everybody can have cellulite. It's quite literally genetic. And it doesn't matter how thin you are or how big you are. It's just going to be there. It's just how tightly knitted your skins is. That's it. If you think about it like the gauge of a knit, like a knit product. When you're assigned male at birth, it's a really, really tight knit. You see no holes in it, you see no air getting through or anything like that. Versus if you're assigned female at birth, it tends to be a looser knit. And that's it. That's the difference. Fun though, I guess, for, how do I put this? Great for the assigned female at birth, I guess. Because of this, we tend to not accumulate fat in our viscera, i.e. around our organs, as prolifically. We tend to accumulate fat in our legs and arms and other places because it can expand there because our skin is looser and can morph to it. And the visceral fat is the worst ever. It's and fat under your muscle mass of your torso is the worst for you possible. So, like, yeah, we might have cellulite, but we're going to live longer and happier. So, like, just to put it literal. Jiggle with it. Na 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 na. I don't have cellulitis, just cellulite. I do not have cellulitis right now. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry if I fuck those words up. Cellulite, lumpy fat on your body. Anywhere. It can be anywhere. Literally. And it's genetic. You can't get rid of it. And there is no fucking cold wrap, hot wrap, magic diet that makes cellulite go away. It's literally just who you are. It's genetic. It's like the color of your eyes, man. You'd have to have 0% body fat, which is detrimental and you will die in order to not have the cellulite. Like, that's it. Whatever. Jiggling, dude, come on. Let's go. We can cause ripple action. You got it, man. It's too normal for us to be fucking afraid of it anymore. I hate that shit. See, I kind of am the same. I feel like I'm pretty well proportioned, Fox. Even when I gain weight, it tends to go everywhere. It doesn't like go to, I mean, my ass and thighs are huge, but it tends to disperse. Stop it. My dick's my other leg. And it has nothing to do with cellulose either. Nope, but cellulose is in like a weird diamond pattern. There's something about that word cell that just describes the way a lot of things look. I need that as an emo, classy jiggle. How would we even do that? No one would even, it would look like a dick. Just my fleshy ass thigh jiggling. People would complain and think it's a dick. They really would. It makes me feel good that Katie's jiggles like ours does, so I know I'm not abnormal. Oh, honey. I am a jiggle queen. And I run every day. 3 miles at least. On my day off, I run 7. And I eat once a day. Not that I'm proud of any of these things. Nobody's perfect. I try to be as healthy as possible. I like to run. I have a bingo wing too. Look at this cute little bitch. Everybody's got that shit. It's just people are really good at taking pictures to hide it these days, I think. And it makes us all think that it's not real anymore. But there's too many fucking editing apps out there for me to think it's not real. Because you go outside in real life and you're like, wow, everybody's legs look just like mine. They jiggle and they're lumpy. Amazing. Just a close-up of the thigh. The back or the front? Oh, I could do it with the tattoo. Then you could actually tell. If I did it with this one. Because, like, all the pale skin, like, I'm just thinking, like, just a chunk of flesh. You wouldn't even be able to tell it's jiggling. But if the tat's there, that bitch would jiggle. Let's fucking go! Yes, a very much steady state. I don't really do sprinting. I actually have an injury. I fucked my knee up on a treadmill, like, wow. 10 years ago now? No. Holy shit, I think it's been like fucking 10 years. That's wild. But anyways, I was living in Washington State, way up in the north, going to school. And in the wintertime, we get freezing rain. We don't really get snow, but freezing rain. And so every sidewalk ever, everything's covered in ice. So the safest way to run was to go to the gym and run on a treadmill. And I'm one of those people that, like, I don't know. I just fucking hate the treadmill. I want to go places. I run because it's out in nature and I get to see things and nature and people and I'm moving and there's wind and smells. And a treadmill just feels like a hamster wheel, man. I just start to go fucking crazy. So my idiot ass decided to, instead of saying, like, I'm going to run 30 minutes a day, it was, I'm going to run 3 miles a day. So I was like, what if I just jack it up to 9 miles an hour and see how fast I can pop? Why is my leg bending like that? Ah! So I don't do that anymore. I'm only allowed to run I don't even have a Garmin or anything. Like, I don't know how fast I run. I run for a time period. But I know how far I run because of my map. But I'm not allowed to do that anymore because I got a little weird with it and fucked my knee. Dude, so here's the thing. I've never found an elliptical that, like, feels like I'm not gonna hurt myself. And I truly think it's because I'm just too fucking tall. I don't know what it is. I'm really tall and, like, 2/3 legs. And whenever I'm on an elliptical, like no matter the speed, no matter the intensity or the resistance or whatever, I feel like it's pulling my knees out. Like every step, it's guiding my knee to like pop out the side. Anybody else deal with this? It's the swing. Thank you. Lena's tall too. Is that what it is? I don't know if it's because I'm too tall, but I mean, I know they're better for your knees. I know they're better for you. My doctor straight up is like, running's terrible for you, but I know you're never going to stop, so I'm just going to try to help you do it as best as possible. So like I don't run on sidewalks. I only run on dirt. Like near a sidewalk, I run on gravel, stuff like that. Like I have ways to run where I'm not hurting myself anymore, but I'm not allowed to touch a treadmill. It would, honestly, Knives, I don't think it would work for you because you're tall too. I think there's something about it, the way it makes your legs swing when you're doing it, it's just not, it almost makes my hips feel like they're going to pop out. I don't know, I hate it. Hit's also dangerous too, mostly because if you want to do it right, it needs to be like 90% intensity, which means injury for a lot of people. I believe that. You probably need a trainer for that to be safe, right? I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels weird on it. I mean, feels like I'm going to hurt myself on an elliptical. Like, it feels like I don't have as much control over what my body's doing. It's an elliptical. Oh, here it is. So, elliptical, treadmill, free weights, guided machines. That's what an elliptical feels like. It feels like I'm being guided in this weird, unnatural kind of like motion that I'm never going to really do actually in real life, and maybe my hip's going to fall out. Versus running, I have more control. Same with free weights. Like, I don't like machines. I'd much rather do free weights than just like a fucking barbell or something. Because I feel like I'm actually building muscle that controls that weight as opposed to just a pull-push motion. Cycling I'm okay at. It hurts my knee though. Like, I've found that running doesn't hurt my knee, but cycling makes my knee start to flare up, and I don't know why. But I do like to bike. I mean, obviously, I go to Burning Man. All we do is bike. This is the oldest known agreed depiction of the human body in the entire world. The bitch has cellulite for days. I mean, hello. Hello. Also, the vagina is actually as long as the fly of the pants, which I knew was fact. I knew mom jeans came back for a reason because all y'all got pussies up to here and you're just ashamed. You shouldn't be ashamed. Split for the world. We all want to see it. It's beautiful. It's assisted running, exactly. The kinetic chain is amazing when you realize how the shock travels. Yes. Also, it's a pain in the ass. Running technique can help avoid injuries. Obviously, I have no clue how you run, so I watch running videos and stuff, and I work on my... Honestly, I have a really good running form. Like, no shade, not bragging, not a flex or anything, but all the running stores I go to get my shoes, they actually have someone on staff who makes you go outside and run in the shoes you kind of want to buy, and they watch your foot, and they tell you if you pronate or supernate, what is it? Pronate and something else nate, where you roll out or in. I have, like, a perfect neutral run. I just ruined my knee being a dick. Supinate. Thank you. Supinate? Supinate. Yeah. I have a really neutral gait. I don't need special shoes or anything. Like, I just wasn't... I was a bored asshole and ruined my knee on a treadmill like a douchebag. Squat University has actually been pretty fun. Also running... Or wait. My shit doubled again. Stop. A seated elliptical. That sounds cool. Finding a comfortable speed setting on a treadmill is a thing. So boring. So boring. Yes, a better example for those who can't visualize that. Imagine being on a swing and your swing does the swinging for you. Yeah, and you just swing your legs or something. What are you even doing? I just need to whine for a second. I hate my sciatic nerve. Cough. Done now.
Hail Satan. Agreed.
I'll hate it with you. Holy shit cans. Some fackin'? Okay. Some fucking asshole with a red light. Oh, ran a red light and almost killed me. I had to slam on my brakes. My adrenaline's pumping hard. Thankfully, I fixed my brakes 2 weeks ago. Dude. No, thank you. I'm very glad you're okay and alive, but Jesus Christ, people are stupid. No one can drive. Oh, like gait? Yeah, gait length and all that. I mean, who knows? I've never filmed myself run. I've had professional runners watch me run and they say I'm fine. Running's not good for anybody. And it's, I mean, honest, like, truly it is worse the taller you are. It's terrible on your knees, but like, it's my favorite. I don't know what I'm gonna do. The NFL spent a couple mil looking at hamstring injuries. They found those who pull their muscles use one side more than the other. Balance your muscles. Interesting. Well, you know, I kind of believe that and understand that. I was just gonna say, Squat U, actually, there's a episode I did last week, and I can't remember which one it was, but they were talking about how like no human in the world is perfectly symmetrical, and almost everybody in the world has like a noticeable tilt to their body. Like one hip is a little bit lower, one shoulder's a little bit lower, and that's just natural. We have like a seam, you know, and we're not even on. That's why one breast will be bigger than the other, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of the time you'll do the same thing on that. So like, I can't remember what they were saying, but your side that's taller, even if it's like nano, you know, like nothingness, you still like your body inherently knows, and you tend to lean on that side harder, and the shorter side will be weaker inherently because of that. It was really interesting. Lena, that's smart though. Please be a good driver. The driver was running from the cops and slammed into a pole. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're okay. That is so scary. Dude, that could have been terror bad. Rod, you should see someone. Hiking, I think, like true hiking, I think is what they say is one of the best things you can do for like overall just fitness level. Because it's like climbing, you're using all parts of your body, you're not putting all that pressure just constantly stomp on your knees. But honestly, like in terms of cartilage and like my tendons in my knees, I haven't done any further damage, and that was 10 years ago. And it's just because I wear good shoes. I wear Solomon's or what's the other one? Not Brooks. Brooks? Yeah, Brooks. Brooks or Solomon's. Those are my favorite. Solomon's for trail, Brooks for anything else. I wear good shoes, and I replace my shoes like every 3 to 4 months. But also, I do not run on asphalt or cement at all. Like, I truly think that has helped so much. Just alleviating this off of my knees, jamming into asphalt and cement over and over and over again was terrible. I think that was leading to an injury, and the treadmill probably just was like, oh, let's snap that. Versus running on dirt and natural. Brooks are amazing, right? I've literally been wearing them for like 15 years now. I just keep going back and getting the same ones. They're so good. Trail running's the best. That's all I do now. I do not run on, I mean, obviously I have to cross streets every once in a while or something, but I don't run on asphalt or cement because I really think that was what was doing my knees in for the most part. Horizontal symmetrical Maya, but some of us are vertical symmetrical. Really? Really? Interesting. Theory, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving any swings. I fucking appreciate you. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, and thank you. We had a driver do that here a few weeks ago. I literally, someone crashed into something across the street from my building, running from the cops. They never get away. What are they doing? What do they think they're doing? You're just gonna kill somebody, you fucking idiot. I don't do as much real hiking, just the Powerline Trail. Even when I was going to hike farther, I didn't do scrambles or climbing. Scrambles or climbing doesn't make a hike, in my opinion. According to my foot doctor, who I have to go see because of my fucking knee and running and shit, if the terrain changes or if your elevation is changing, what was it? If your elevation changes more than twice every 5 minutes or something like that, then it's technically trail running. Like, that's what's considered trail running, because you're activating different muscles in your body to go up versus down. Or trail running versus walking doesn't matter. You burn the same amount of calories, one is not harming you. I'm gonna let you guess which one. You can totally be symmetrical from your belly button down. Can you really? Like, I didn't know that. So, like, this stuff, for the most part, not symmetrical, but from belly button down, we can be symmetrical. That's fascinating. I didn't know that. I had the bright idea to go to the beach and run in the sand. Oh my God. I did that as well. And it was like, not right when I got into running. Again, this was so many years ago. I'm having trouble remembering. It was like right at the beginning of college, but I had been running for a couple years, and I was like in a really good, like running every single day, run on my days off. Like, I just loved it. I was really into the culture of it. And I had to go, I didn't have to, but I went on, I was invited to go to a wedding in Hawaii, and they flew me out and paid for everything. So I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm never ever going to get a chance to go to Hawaii otherwise. And I was like, it should be really fun. I'm going to run on the Hawaiian beaches, and it's going to be romantic and beautiful. Oh my God. My calves cramped so bad. There's nothing. And then I found a dead hammerhead shark baby. It was the worst run of my life. Stop fucking with me, David. Come on. Torso stacked on top of each other. Oh my God. We saw that in a game recently, though. So. Beach volleyball. I mean, that's why their bodies look perfect, right? I mean, beach volleyball bodies, my God, that is a muscular specimen. If anything. That and you won't magically burn more from exercise. The body has a weird daily caloric burn limit. Yeah, and you don't burn more by running. Like, and if you do, it's not significant. Yeah, they've proven that before. Pavement makes my feet hurt way faster than dirt for sure. It's terrible. Literally, my doctor said it's the worst thing that's ever happened is people running on pavement and asphalt. It's fucking horrible for your whole body. It jams your spine, your hips, your knees, everything. It's just, it creates like, if you've ever seen runners that have like kind of a stuck posture like this, that's someone who, I guess, was raised running on cement versus this and like a straight back and up. That's someone who does trail running and stuff. That's what my doc tells me. Because it literally, your body starts to like, what's the word? Compensate for all that jamming, the constant just joints doing that over and over on pavement. And it starts to like get really like stiff and curled over. It's weird. There's a reason why professional athletes prefer to play sports on grass and turf. I mean, jeez. And grass, not turf, excuse me. Can you imagine? I mean, when I was a kid, I remember we had our high school and our middle school, they shared a football field. Small town, please. Very small town. And when I was in high school, the girls always had to practice basketball in the high school gym, and the boys got the middle school gym because the middle school gym was really nice. And they had a really nice wood basketball gym that had like the actual bracers underneath, and it had give to it. And we had to practice on a cement floor, and it was horrific. To this day, I get shin splints from that shit. Because girls don't matter. Even though we went to state. No big deal. It's been weird. No, Chronicle, I noticed it was weird for me today, too. All players, YouTube's been weird for me as well. I couldn't get YouTube to load at all earlier. So we've just been running off Spotify. We're just going to play games, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I don't know if if there was a Cloudflare thing or something. Vex, it was horrid. And they straight up said it. They're like, girls get the high school gym because they're not competitive. But we literally went to state and won every year. Like, our school only survived because of our women's softball team and our girls basketball team. All of our boy teams sucked. Still probably do. It was crazy. It was so stupid. And as a kid, you just accepted it. And as an adult, I'm like, you ruined my body because I have a vagina? Kay. Thanks. Again, the world hates women, and I don't understand why. To give you all a great example, LeBron James is still one of the most astounding athletes at age 39, but warms up and stretches for 3 hours. You know, every interview or like YouTube video I've ever watched where it's like professional athletes, not necessarily famous professional athletes, but people who professionally are athletes for their living or for their life, you know, they say that stretching is quite literally the most important exercise they do. I can't load YouTube right now, Rod. It's just not. I think it's a Cloudflare or something. I couldn't get it to load before stream either. Save it for Friday. I don't know what it is. I'm glad it's not me, not just me. Chronicle saying he can't get this. I mean, Chronicle probably can't hear me right now because he can't get the fucking player to load. But neither of my players on either. I can't. Oh, it is. I didn't even look. I just saw Link and felt bad. Give me the Spotify. Yes. Sorry. I just saw Link and literally was just like, I can't. I just assumed no one ever gives me Spotify. Pause. Bless you. Nope. Play the new one, Spotify. What's a lemon? I don't know. I don't get anything wet. I know YouTube was doing it, and then there was one other. Pinterest wouldn't load. I was trying to look up a seam on Pinterest. Couldn't get Pinterest to load, so I'm assuming it's got to be a Cloudflare or something weird. I have no idea. Ooh. Do I know this? I like this. I don't think I've heard them before, though. Hold on, I'm going to save. Oh, it's Spotify. I don't know how to do that. I never do that. Oh, that makes sense why I haven't heard it. I like it. It sounded that like dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, sounded super familiar. Screaming doesn't always mean angry. I scream when I'm excited. Oh, Goonies, happy fucking birthday. Happy birthday, happy. Come on. Happy birthday. This is your day to have a lot of fun. We're waiting for the celebrating. This is your day. So happy birthday to you. Ooh. Honestly, I don't know, Zeph. You probably know more about it than me. I don't know. An internet thing? None of YouTube would load. Like, even the homepage wouldn't load for me this morning, so I just assumed. And I did a speed test, and I've got 100 up, 100 down, so I have no idea. I hope your birthday is wondrous and you eat delicious food. Damien, I mean, I can't even afford health insurance, let alone an IT professional. Come on. You were having issues. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me. It's only a few things. Like, obviously Spotify's working, Twitch is working, but the player on Twitch won't load for me. I don't have neither. I have it on both my PCs. Neither will load. All morning it hasn't loaded. So I just assumed something like that because that's not something on my PC. I have no idea what that would do. Drakus, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Revoltcon. Revoltcon, use a fucking butt wizard of the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent, and I fucking appreciate you. Thank you. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways. I do have an ad blocker. It's not doing what it did before, though. So what it would do before, when it was being weird, YouTube home would load, click a video, everything would load. Like all the comments at the bottom, except the video. That's the only part of the whole thing that wouldn't load. And today, well, now the homepage is loading. This morning, it was like the entire home, like it was nothing. Like it was just a blank. Which is usually what's happening when there's something else going on, but I don't fucking know. I don't shit about shit. I just report the symptoms and hope to God it dies. It goes away. Please go away. Absolutely concerned about this person right now. Like, concern is at an 8 out of 10. Do they have anyone in their life asking, are you okay? Does this person have a fet? Is that what this is? What's the story? Of course he's from fucking TikTok, because only on TikTok would someone be like, you know what's going to make it big? Rubby ducky go quack quack. Rubber ducky go quack quack. Or rubber ducky go rubber ducky go rubber ducky go quack quack. Because only fucking TikTok. TikTok is a curse. I'm concerned about this human. Where's their mother? Nah, and that's the thing. It doesn't, this one won't get stuck in my head and I don't know why. Not like Dirtman. Dirtman's stuck in my head forever. It's literally still on my soundboard. I won't do it because I know Rod hates it, but that was catchy as shit and also didn't make any sense, but also a TikTok curse. Like, I picture a grown, hairy, bear-like man in a bathtub fucking a rubber duck. Is that what's happening? Like, the video would be shot in slow motion with lots of, like, epic water splashing, but it would just be like, rubber ducky go quack quack. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds sensual. It's that quack quack is like, do you know what I'm saying? You know what? Kudos to him. Obviously, I'm not doing anything right in this world. They are. But if right is rubber ducky go quack quack, I will be wrong every day. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I just don't. So, can I just show you something? Rubber ducky. Recommended. Titties in My Face by Cat Bush. Fuck You by Cat McSnatch. The Farmer's Daughter, Assumption Song. Blowjob Song, Wild Thing. Most Racist Song Ever. What? Who is this person? And why did I get sent to this place? I love to look at the recommended because it's usually like on point. And what? That was a delightful song about a rubber ducky and a man who probably wants to fuck it. Most racist song ever? Why would you even make that? Why would you do that? Awkward. I mean, for that, that's how I would feel. So, like, if my channel was suggested with most racist Twitch channel of all time, lol, I wouldn't feel good. His song didn't sound racist or about titties in my face. I mean, but he definitely wants to fuck the duck. I mean, come on, titties in my face, fuck you, the Farmer's Daughter blowjob song. He's fucking the duck. He might not be doing it on TikTok because it's an all ages profile, but he's absolutely making love to that tiny little duck. And I just want to let you know, baby, I'll never do that to you. I'll just put a noose around your neck. They don't, you know what's crazy? The people that hate that, like, that's Discord channel or whatever dedicated, it's just me they hate. They never say the class holes, it's not my community, it's not my channel, it's not my content. It's just me. Just me. And again, I think just because I have a vagina, honestly, I don't know, but it's just me, which I'm okay with. I would be a lot more angry about it if it was more directed at my community, because, like, what the fuck have any of you ever done ever? What have I done, really? But, like, I can take it. I got thick skin. Let's go. It's always been me. It's just me. They just hate me. They're assholes. They're assholes. It's people with nothing to do in their life. And, like, someone quoted this a long time ago, and I can never quote it directly, but it's like, if you hate me, but you watch everything I do, you comment on every post I make, you retweet everything I make, bitch, you're a fan. I don't know what to do. At the end of the day, like, they are quite literally interacting with my content more than people who like me. And that's wild. It's gotta be exhausting. Because, I mean, what do I post other than my butthole, boobs, or thighs? Something I think's funny and is probably just in poor taste, or going live. That's it. It's just haters gonna hate, 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 hate. It's true. They will literally anything about me is ammo. Yeah. David, I would not doubt if it was. I cannot remember where I heard it, but I loved it. I totally just lurk. Yeah. That's what I'm saying about the people who do that same shit to me. You hate me, so you claim, but yet you're up my digital ass with everything I do. Yes. Like, obviously you don't, but I don't know what to do about it, so it really, honestly, I forget about those people really quickly. I'm much more concerned with the people that in my life that are nice and caring. I mean, I'd much rather waste my energy on them, but every once in a while, those other ones pop up because they put something, or their latest thing, this is fun. They like to take all of my information and make fake Bumble and Tinder profiles with it. That's been very exciting to deal with. Getting people DMing me on Twitter and Instagram, hey, are you on Bumble? Are you on Tinder? Cause this, and showing me a screenshot of me. I thought you had to put a license or something into Bumble and Tinder. I don't even know. I've never been on any of those apps. If you ever see me on them, it's not me. But that's one that's real fun and new that they're doing. But bitch, man, they're just... She cured cancer, fucker. She killed me in ESO one time. That's literally it. Isn't that crazy? That's the thing that's the most wild. I killed him in ESO one time. And like, 7 years later, they're still doing it? It's wild. It is. And I report it. I'm not kidding you, 6P. Get this. So they also make, I mean, I think this happens constantly, but I get the hateful, nasty ones. Like, people make fake Instagram profiles and fake Twitter profiles using all my information. But they write, and I don't know how to say this nicely, rape fantasy stories about me, but as coming from me, like it's from my point of view or some shit. It's fucking gross. And so if you ever see any of this, please report it immediately. I don't do that. But I've actually I've been banned for 24 hours on Twitter for over reporting accounts doing this to me. Like, they thought I was a bot because I was reporting so many accounts that were creating these disgusting dark fantasy accounts based on my information. It's really gross. And I mean, it's not even petty. I don't even know what it is. There's got to be another word for it, but it's for the most part just fucking disgusting. And thankfully, if any of y'all see it, you always send me a message. You're like, hey, saw this, reported it. Because thank you. I don't fucking do anything other than, hey, I'm live. Here's my butthole. That's it, man. I got nothing else to me. People are ridiculous. I mean, it's gross. I've seen them on Instagram as well, where they'll use my information in my pictures. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's really, really gross. More people should collect minerals, touch grass, go look at a ladybug, take a macro shot of a flower. I don't know, get lost in the woods forever. Same. I agree so hard, because it's just, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, the vast majority of us out there are like, I should delete my social media. And these fucks are like, I'm going to make more. The fuck? I agree. It's very weird. Up until recently, I had an ex who's also a Twitch streamer, but at least was one who took time every stream and out of her life to talk shit about me. Okay, why? And my lady love and others around me like, hey, I'm no angel, but I mean, come on. That's just someone who's very, very sad on the inside. Jesus Christ. I think caca is another word for feces. Isn't caca poop? Isn't it caca? That's just caca. Isn't that shit? I think so. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they should just get lost forever. Like, away from computers. Social media is all about letting people know, people who are unhappy about their lives make it everyone else's problem. It's fucking weird. It's really, really weird to me, and I hate it. Like, I mean, I have so many fucking hobbies. I forget to check my own social media, for fuck's sake. These people's hobby is social media, and that is wild. Wild! Okay, let's take a break. I gotta pee really bad. I've drank a lot of coffee. I've been up for too many hours. Break. Load a bowl. Do what you need to do. Get a drink. Stretch your dicks. Pee. Whatever. And then we'll play some game. Because I think we're gonna beat it today. And I'm excited. It's a really good game, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's... I don't know. Just hang out for a minute. You'll see. It's very, very cool. Make sure to take your joy That's importante. There was something else. I don't know, it'll come to me. Something to load. Nanny? Nani. What? Nani? Okay. Jeez. Fox, was it? I don't know which one you wanted. Was it the first song or the second song that played? Both were Starcadian. First song was New Sidonia, and the second song was Interspace. The one currently playing? Perfect. I got you this. I'll play this while I put in the game cat. It seems unnecessary. There's a whole electronic EDM house label called Night Mode that's owned by a streamer, and they release their whole albums DMCA free for streaming. You should, if you listen to that and you like it and you vouch for it, put it in the Discord, because people are always looking for stuff like that. Hold up, I was moving chat over so I can see you guys. Because I'm blind. I'll pull these for later. White Rabbit? Wait. It's the original White Rabbit, but I thought Jefferson Airplane sang the original White Rabbit. This song says it came out in 1990. I'm confused. Seriously, I look for that stuff too as well when we're playing games and stuff like that, because obviously I have to put us on a different audio mode so that the audio from games actually picks up in the VOD. But people look for that stuff a lot because it's just the idea of I think it'll go a lot faster, honestly. I'm kind of curious to see how fast I can beat it. But there was I don't know if there was a ton of unlocked ones. I'm going to take a break and pee really quick, and then I'm going to look up on my phone and see if there's alternate endings to this game, because I don't know if there is. If there's alternate endings to it, I'll run it again and see how fast I can do it, because honestly, it's not that hard. Like, once you do it once, it's fairly simple. It's mostly just, like, you know, listening to a shit ton of dialogue that makes it go as long as it does. But I am curious. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to Google it. Take a break, stretch your dicks. I'll be right back. Happy fucking birthday, Coach. Welcome to the 36 Club. Felt like I had to burp again. Happy birthday, happy birthday. This is your day to have a lot of fun. We're waiting for the celebrating. This is your day.
So happy birthday to you! Ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop. And a pinch to grow an inch. Congratulations. Happy exit day.
I hope it's wonderful. You're the second birthday today, actually. I hope it's wonderful and you eat something delicious. Sorry, that's a little loud. One moment. So I looked up the game and the endings and stuff, and believe it or not, you're very welcome. We know shit. Sorry, the alerts are really low because of the game. Reasonable. Thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive and giving any swings.
We're fucking here. Hail Satan, bitch, and cheers to that. I have to load a bowl, but then cheers to that. Thank you. I can't. Time. It will always baffle me.
Thank you. I looked up like, is there multiple endings to the game? Technically, there are 4 endings to the game. Technically. However, really, there's only 2 endings to the game. And believe it or not, we got the good ending. I know. And apparently, the only way to get the quote-unquote bad ending is shooting Selma. Like, shooting Sarah's body. The very last fucking scene. So I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it playing through the whole fucking game again for that. But yeah, we got the best ending, which is interesting. I know, the vast majority of questions on Reddit and stuff were like, I'm a little confused but intrigued. Like, does this deserve more playthroughs and everything? And everybody was like, well, basically what you do is if you want to see both endings, best thing to do is like do a copy save of your save file right before that Selma Sarah scene. And then just go do it twice. Because otherwise, literally, I mean, not to spoil it, but nothing else really matters. It's just whether or not you shoot Sarah's body, which seems like quite the black and white ending, I guess. Like, I mean, by then, and call me crazy, by then you've accepted you're nuts. Your character knows he's nuts, and by shooting Sarah, you're accepting the crazy, and you're just gonna give into it. I mean, I don't know. You basically have to have done a pretty asshole run to get that. I don't fucking know, but yeah, it's not really worth another run, which is lame. Cheers. The split point was it's actually funny because I almost fucked up. I'm trying to think of the scene. I know exactly what was said. Let me think of the scene. It's you're talking to Sarah, and it's a point where she's like, "Who do you think did the murders?" And you either choose the murderer or you choose Green. And I no shit was sitting here. I think I was drinking, and I did it with one hand and went to press the murderer and straight up pressed Green on accident. That's the other. So, but in order to get the bad ending, you have to say the murderer and you have to shoot Sarah's body. So if anybody wants to get that bad ending, honestly, I was thinking of raiding Zach and telling him where to do the save file, because he'll always he'll do all the endings. He knows how to do that. He does those save files. Because he'll probably bust through the game today. Honestly, it's not that long, but he'll do the multiple, and then we can at least see it. But honestly, the only thing that changes is you shoot Sarah, like end of, and then you get a different voicemail from Sarah that I'm guessing is angry. Because you shoot her body. I don't know. It seemed like I was talking to Zach about the game last night, and that's why I think he's playing it again. I'm like, it's really good. Like, I really liked the style of it, like the noir and the self narrating. I was thinking about it actually on break just now. I was thinking I would describe the game as like one of those, like a visual novel. Not a walking simulator, but like a visual novel that you're like participating in. Oh, I get shitboxed over there all the time. I'll get shitboxed. I mean, I wouldn't backseat. I would just like, I'll probably just send him a Discord message and be like, hey, if you want to do the multiple endings, I know how you can do it, and not play through the whole game twice. Because literally nothing else matters. Like, there wasn't, and that's what I was going to say. I was talking to Zach about it last night, and I was saying, like, it was fun, but I feel like all the choices, like, I think it was B said yesterday at me, like, I keep trying to solve the like, chessboard thing like it was a D&D-esque kind of game. Because I was trying to make it more complicated than it was, and it was, like, the answer was always the most obvious answer. And I feel like that's the two deciding factors are pretty obvious, like, other than Green and the murderer. But, like, at that point, I was convinced the murderer was me. And I told you guys my theory, like, you can't see yourself in memories, so it's probably me. If only Zeke had another way of talking to Zeke. If only CK had another way of talking to Zeke besides Twitch chat. I mean, there's never a guaranteed way. Every streamer's ADHD beyond reason and doesn't see messages or anything. It's crazy. But yeah, good game. I would, if I was to give it like out of 10, I'd give it like a strong 7. It was beautiful. The voice acting was great. I was sold on all the characters. It was a good story. I really like the style of it, like the dark noir-esque BioShock. How much is the game? I got this game as a free code. Thank you so much for that, by the way. I will write them an email and thank them. I wanted to look at the store page. How much is it worth? Or how much does it cost? So it's $24.99. I'd not a dig on the game. I'd wait for it to be on sale. Just because, like, it took me 6 hours on stream to beat it. And that means I was talking a lot. So 6 hours for $25? That's a lot. You know? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I picked up Hades for $5 on sale one day, and I've got, like, almost 1,000 hours in that game. I mean, honestly, do you remember when I did that when Zach played Riven? I have absolutely stepped in, because sometimes it tortures me. It really does torture me to watch someone, like, make something harder than it's supposed to be. I straight up walked in his office and put a sticky note in front of him, like a Post-it note, that said, remember, this game is for children. Because he was trying to, for those of you that don't know, if you didn't watch Zach play the original Riven, not the remake, he was literally in the schoolhouse trying to decipher the language of Riven, because he thought he had to, like, get through some door, and really, he was just walking past the door. Like, it was a door that was on his right-hand side in this little cave, and if you walked past it and then turned around, you could see it. But if you just kept walking, you would never see it. He was, like, trying to decipher the language, and I mean, I was trying to say it in not an insulting way, but, like, I beat it when I was in 3rd grade. Stop making it so hard. I will step in because I can't stand watching someone waste their time like that. Yep, exactly. I would say the same thing. It was well voice acted, really well written. All the details were good. The story was really good. I love when there's tons of interactable objects and stuff in the rooms and like the hidden lore. I love that, like getting little bits of lore and stuff from the world. I would give it a strong 7 out of 10, but $26 for only like 6 hours of stream content is a bit. But it was good. I mean, if you got $25 to spend, it was really good picture. It was really I mean, I get sold on the world of a game more than anything. Like the atmosphere of it, what you're kind of like saturated in. And that noir, just like dark kind of, and the music. Oh my God, the music of the game. Like, and by the way, someone looked it up yesterday. The music of the game is available on Spotify if anybody wants to listen to it. And literally, Vex, if you think about it, what does it cost to go to the movie theater for a couple hours? No shit. And this is replayable. I mean, it does technically have 4 endings. I mean, I wouldn't say so. It's 2 endings, because it's... If you do the good ending, you're never going to get the bad voicemail. You know what I mean? You can't. So, I would say it's 2 endings. 2 strong endings that are decent. I liked it. I liked unlocking, you know, conversation topics with people. And kind of like, I guess things did matter in that, like, if you pushed too hard with Sarah, she wouldn't have opened up about her girlfriend who's in the bank, I think. I didn't play Tripping Human. I watched a couple people play it, and it just seemed a little slow for me, like really slow burn. And I know a lot of people love slow burn games. For me, I need to be kind of in it. And like, I liked that this game started right off. Like, you're in a floating car, you see this beautiful woman beside you, and then you immediately start having an attack, and that weird glowy shit starts glowing all over the car, and you gotta like drink. Like, I mean, I have questions. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 hours off stream today simply because my dogs are at the groomer, which means I have a chance to clean all of the floors in my house without anything tracing behind me and dragging dirt into the house. So, I'm gonna take those 2 hours to go make my house spotless, and I'm gonna raid Zach and hit him up on Discord and tell him how the fuck. Oh my God, Animal Well's on my to play list. It's in my wish list. I don't own it. I have so many games. Like, we still need to beat 9 Years of Shadows, and I have like shameful, just disgusting amounts of unplayed game stuff. But I watched Elspeth play Animal Well, and Animal Well looked cute as fuck. And I'm a sucker. Oh, and there was one other game I got a code for that I wanted to play with you guys. Oh my God, what is it called? Bo. It looks like a Metroidvania. One moment, hold on. That's the other one that's on my like soon list. Oh, something. I don't stop. Shush. I don't remember what it's called. I'll look it up. But it looks cool. I'm waiting for the next big update on Hades. Like, they keep pushing these little updates on Hades, and there just hasn't been, like... To people that aren't playing it, there's not any really major updates. There's not, like, any new character art that I've noticed, or any new, like, fish art, or any of that. Really. So I really haven't played much on stream, because I figure, like... I mean, until there's the next big one, you know what I'm saying? But I've been playing it on my own, and I've gotten stupid good at it. Oh my God, I have, no shit, it's disgusting. In the first game, I do almost have 1,000 hours, if not 1,000 hours in Hades 1. And then in Hades 1, I have 935.4 hours. And in Hades 2, I have 166 hours. I love Hades so much. Yeah, they're doing balancing patches and shit, which is great. And to people that are playing constantly, like, that makes a difference. But to just people that want to watch the game for the lore and stuff like that, there's not much. So I haven't played anymore. But eventually we will. But on that note, I'm going to play hooky for 2 hours, clean my house, vacuum all my carpets to death, and clean my walls. Because believe it or not, my dogs whip shit on the walls, and it's insane. But Zach is playing this exact game right now, and I'm going to see if I can get him to get both endings. Because he's actually, like, kind of annoying about that. He loves to get all the endings in a game. And if he knows he can get it without playing the game twice, he totally will. Let me see. Ugh, my mic stand is so broken. But tomorrow we should be totally normal, on time, 9 as usual. Today and yesterday were weird. Today, literally, dogs. Yesterday, I thought I was supposed to drop the dogs off, and it ended up not being the day. So yesterday was just chaos. But today, I actually dropped them off. So tomorrow, you'll see my naked dogs. They're going to be all shaved and happy and cool again and nude and look like little adorable fools. But on that note, take your joy, drink water, make good decisions, be good to yourself, clean your house when your dogs and kids are out of the house because goddamn does it feel good. And I'll see you guys either tonight for watch party or tomorrow morning. I love you. Bye.